Good morning everyone. In this video we are going to understand Openpyxl module. This Openpyxl module is used to add the data into the Excel sheet, read the data into Excel sheet and format the data into Excel sheet. So let us first understand what we are going to do in this video. So I will show you one sheet. Okay, this is the sheet which we have created in our previous video. So in this sheet we can see that we have the header as name, age and occupations and 3 rows which contain the informations, and the sheet name is report. So what we will do here is we will add one more rows here, and we will also read the content of this Excel sheet, and we will also do some color coding in this Excel sheet. So let's start. Okay, so first we will read the content available in Excel sheet. For that we will import Openpyxl module. For that we will code from Openpyxl import load workbook. Now we will create the object of workbook wb load workbook. Here we will give the file name which we want to load it. The file name is information.sx. Now we will create an object of the sheet available in this workbook. ws is the variable that we are going to use. Report. Now first we will read the content of the worksheet, and in order to read it we should know that how many rows and columns are available. For that we can use an attribute and store into a variable number row, that is number of row that we are going to store into this variable ws dot max row. Same for the column, and call ws dot max column. So remember, whenever we work with an Excel sheet, it will start with 1, not with 0. Generally in any programming language the first way will refer as an 0, but in the case of Excel sheet we will start with 1. So here we will read the content. For row in range 1 and row +1. So +1 we have added because the second argument is excluded, it will not include. So if there's a 3 row and we will give 3, it will only read 2. So for that we have to add 1. 3 plus 1 will become 4, and it will read till 3 rows. For call in range 1 and call +1. Hopefully you understand why we are adding this +1. Now we will read it. So we will store into our local variable worksheet dot cell. Here we will give row as a first argument, where we will provide the row number. Second argument is column equal to call. Now this will represent the cell as an object. Now we have to take the value. For that we will give value. It's an attribute. Now the cell value is stored into our value variable. Now I just print it. So this I am using so that it will give a proper format and we can see it on our console. Okay, and after doing this we should close the worksheet. Okay, we have done this one. Now we will go and run it. Python work on xl02.py. Okay, we can see here only one row is printed. So let's see what's the mistake we have done. Accessing only one column because we are referring this file. I just show you what it has. Okay, it has only 1 rows, that is why, but we have to use this file. So I will give 2 here, and now I'll save it. Again I'm going to run it. Okay, now you can see here we have 4 rows here with 3 columns. So this snippet is used to reading the content. Now I will add 1 more rows at the end. Okay, so let's see how we can add it. We are already having number of rows and number of columns. So we are going to use that number of rows and number of columns. So we have to add at the 5th row, right? So new row is n row which have the value 4 and now plus 1. So now it is 5th row, and we have to add 3 value, first at column 1, second at column 2, and third at column 3. First we will open it because we have already closed it. So now we will open workbook and then we will open worksheet. wb load workbook information 2.xlsx worksheet workbook, and the sheet name is report. Now we'll add a row worksheet dot cell. The first argument is row, so row is fixed actually, 5th row. Now we will give the value at first column, so we'll give 1, and then we will use an attribute value, and here we'll give the data. So I'm giving Miller as a name, and now I'll copy this line, pasted it. Now we will use second column and third column. In the second column, which is age, so I'll give here 33, and the third column, that is occupation, so I'll give like software engineer. Okay, now we will just go and save it, and when we are saving it we have to give the name. So I'm giving here new file name. I'm not interrupting the old one, xlsx. After saving, we'll just close the workbook. Okay, now I'm going to save it. So what it will do, it will open the workbook, then it will open the sheet, then it will add the column with 5th row and first column, then in the 5th row only second column, in the 5th row only third column, and at the end we'll save it and then we close the workbook. Okay, so now we will run this one. Okay, this is the previous data. We will go and see the file. Here you can see the file has been created. We will open this file, go to the file explorer. Here you can see the file has been created. We will open this file. Okay, here you can see our 4th row has been added. Now we will color this sheet. So let's go to our Visual Code. Color the Excel sheet. We have to use an style module available in Openpyxl Module. So let's go at the top and import it from Openpyxl style import. So what we will do the color in the foreground. For that we will use font, and we will color the background also. For that we'll use pattern fill. Sorry, the F is capital. Pattern fill. And we will also do the border in the Excel sheet, and for that we'll use a border, and we will also use the side. So this many things that we require from the style library, and one more functions is required in order to get the column name. We will give the index and we will get the name of the column. For that we'll use get column letter, and it is available in utils library. From utils import get column letter. Okay, so this 2 line that we require in order to do the color coding to our Excel sheet. Okay, now we will go and start doing the color coding. Okay, let's start writing the code. First we have to open the workbook, and then we will open the worksheet. Okay, now we will create an object for font, border, and pattern fill. So I will use font here, font that we have imported, and here we have to give the color and whether we want to make the letter in bold or not. So first we'll give the color, and bold I will make it false. So foreground color we have done it. Foreground color object we have created. Now we'll use the background color. Pattern fill is required. Here we have to give the background color, and fill type it's required. So we'll give solid here. So now we will create a border object. So it will take the side for a border. So therefore it requires 4 arguments. So this 4 argument need to be filled. So we have to give the side that we have used, and in the side we have to give 2 arguments. So we'll use thin and the color. Same we will use for right, top and bottom. Okay, now we have created the border also. So these three objects we have created. Now we will iterate our Excel sheet and we will assign this object to our cell. For row in range start with 1 ws max row plus 1. So we will start with first row, then we will iterate for the column. For call in range 1 max column plus 1. Okay, now we have to take the ID of the cell. For that, what we'll do, cell ID, we will take the name of the column, get column letter. Here we will give the column and it will return a column name. We will add this with row number. Now we will use worksheet, and the worksheet we will give cell ID. So we'll give the, so here we got the cell ID. Now in this cell we will assign the font. Now we will give the background color, cell ID dot fill the background color. Now we will give the border, cell ID dot border. For that we will give the border. Then we will go out of this loop and we will save the workbook, and then we will close the workbook. Now I am saving this file. I am going to run this file. Let's see, do we face any error? Okay, permission denied, the file is already open. See, we have to close this file. Now again I will run it. Okay, so we didn't get any error. Let's go and check the file. Okay, so we get all black. So the color is mismatching. Let's check out the color. Okay, in the font object we have to give color, and pattern field we also have to give here start color. So now we will run it. Okay, and now I'm going to open this Excel file which is created now. Okay, so it has been created with a color. You can see the border is as black, font color as white, and the back color as red. So this is all for this video, and if you really like this video, please hit on like button and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you very much.